ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So we were just practicing doing meditation upon the Guru Mantra, trying to listen to Naam inside. Guru Sahib tells us in Guru Bani that the Guru Mantra is what gives one peace. And having that Naam enshrined within is one of our aims when we're trying to meditate. Maharaj says, Kaho Nanak Guru Mantra Dridaya, Keval Naam Rid Mahe Samaya. That when we practice the Guru Mantra, practice chanting Vaheguru. Vaheguru is the Guru Mantra. That mantra given to us by our Guru. We eventually come to that point where Naam, the divine word, comes to reside within our heart, within ourselves, within this mind. So when we chant the Guru Mantra, we're either chanting with one technique or another. Our main technique that we've been using is known as Sas Gras Simran. Sas Gras Simran, we're taking a morsel of air that Vaheguru Ji blesses us and using it to chant the Guru Mantra. As we're inhaling, sing Vahe, and when we exhale, we say Guru. Some Gurmukhs, when they say Vahe, the air does not go in exactly at that time. The air goes in after they've said Vahe. So the thing is that when you're chanting, the main purpose is to focus in on the sound current. The air goes all the way to the navel point and then comes back up when we exhale. So when we say Vaheguru, on saying Vahe, just to control the breathing, which will in turn help control our mind, when we say Vahe, we pull in our stomach a little bit, and on Guru we relax it. That way, as we inhale, our surti, our mind, goes down to the navel point and then comes back up when we say Guru. This is known as traversing the Bhavasagar. The Bhavasagar, the ocean of fear, is within us and is between these 2 points. One is below the navel, known as the Muladhara, where Ida, Pingala and Sukhmana, they are nadi and channels inside that go along the spinal cord. And they meet at 6 different points. And the point below the navel is known as Muladhara. That is one end of the Bhavasagar. And up above, between the eyes, just above the bridge of the nose, where the Sukhmana ends, is the other end of the Bhavasagar. And it's known as the Sahaj Gufa. And air traverses this plane of the Bhavasagar. So when we're chanting the Guru Mantra, what we are doing is we are focusing on the sound current but using the air at the same time that we breathe so that our mind comes into stability. This is an actual science. A science of spirituality, a science which is for the mind, on how to get this mind, which is restless in thoughts, anxieties, stress, how to have it come under control very easily. And Maharaj tells us many different techniques within Gurbani as well. And as we do Sangat, as we come into congregation, whether it's online or whether we come in person, through Gurbani, by entering the congregation of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, we get the teachings from Gurbani that allow us to get to different levels of consciousness, different levels of spirituality on this path of meeting the Divine Lord, which is our main purpose in life, our actual goal in life, to meet the Divine Lord from where we came from. All these teachings are enshrined within the Gurbani, the hymns of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. For those that don't know, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is our true Guru, Satguru. Guru actually is translated as the enlightener, the one that brings light to darkness. Guru enlightens our mind. Our mind is stuck in the darkness of Maya. And Guru Sahib brings our mind out of the darkness into the light by giving us spiritual knowledge and by having our mind rise above Maya in practical terms, in the place where our mind is stuck constantly in thought. When we follow Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj's instructions, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the true Guru, they show us the path to meeting the Divine Lord. And the mind that listens to Guru Sahib's Bani, once it meets the Lord, does not have to come back into the reincarnation cycle of life and death over and over again, which other minds that do not follow this path do. The mind of a Manamukh comes into the life and death cycle, reincarnation cycle over and over again. As many might know, a couple of days ago was the Sampooranta Divas of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And Sampooranta means complete, completion. Divas means day. Sampooranta Divas is the completion day of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, the original Sarup, copy of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, was known as Adi Granth, and was compiled by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. What happened is that bead is basically the physical copy, or Sarup is another word that we use in Punjabi to refer to a copy of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The original bead, Adi Granth, was compiled by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and is also known as the Kartarpuri bead. That was in the possession, eventually fell into the possession of Tirmal and his family. Tirmal was the grandson of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. Tirmal was against Guru Kar. He always went against Guru Sahib's hukum, against Guru Sahib's command, and basically challenged the Guruship of Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji and Guru Har Krishan Sahib Ji. Later on in history, when Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj with the Sikhs reached where Damdama Sahib is situated now, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj eventually got to have some rest from all the different battles that they had to fight against the Mughal oppressors. When Maharaj got to rest there, the Sikhs of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they requested Guru Sahib to get them a glimpse of the Kartarpuri bead, the compilation of hymns in the form of Adi Granth by Guru Arjan Dev Ji, so that they could read the hymns, learn and study. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj sent Sikhs to get the Kartarpuri bead, which was in the possession of Tirmal's family. When the Sikhs went there, the family refused to hand over the Kartarpuri bead, and instead they told the Sikhs that if Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji is Satguru, why doesn't he recite the hymns himself? So the Sikhs went back to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and said that Tirmal's family basically refused to hand over the Kartarpuri bead, and this is what they said. So Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj had a tent set up where he sat down with Baba Deep Singh Ji and Bhai Mani Singh Ji. All three of them sat in the tent, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj said that we are going to collect all the hymns of the Adi Granth, of the Bhagats, the hymns by previous Guru Sahibaan and other devotees that were already compiled by Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and we are going to collect these from the fourth dimension, from within Sunn. So what happened was that Guru Gobind Singh Ji led Baba Deep Singh Ji and Bhai Mani Singh Ji to have their minds go into the fourth dimension, into Sunn. And they would guide the Gurmukhs to collect the hymns of Guru Sahibaan that had Gurbani compiled by Guru Arjan Dev Ji in form of Adi Granth, like Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and they would then write down all the hymns by collecting them from the fourth dimension. They would say the name of the Bhagat, and then they would go collect those hymns of the devotees. And then they added the hymns of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, the ninth Guru, as well. When completed collecting all the hymns were compiled in the form of the Damdami bead, that copy of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, compiled by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj with the help of Bhai Mani Singh Ji and Baba Deep Singh Ji. So, something that people don't know is that everything we say, we do within our lifetime is actually being recorded within Sunn. And the only glimpse of that is our memory that we have, whatever's near and dear to us, or whatever has struck fear in us before, or something that was very emotional for us, is something that we easily retrieve. But where are we retrieving all that memory from? Many people don't know. We're actually retrieving it from Sunn. Those Gurmukhs that merge into such, merge into the truth, merge into the Divine Lord, they have access to the universal consciousness, the Lord. And they can access all and any information that they desire. So, Bani comes from the fourth dimension known as Nijkar and is above Maya. What we do within Maya is also being recorded into Sunn. And anything that we do that's above Maya is also being recorded into Sunn. So depending on where the mind goes, you're able to pick up different information from the fourth dimension. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Baba Deep Singh Ji and Bhai Mani Singh Ji, they went into the fourth dimension to collect all the hymns. And Gurbani is actually from the Nijkar, originates from the fourth dimension, whereas everything else we do within Maya originates from the land of Maya. So Maharaj says, Bani birlo bichar si je ko gurmukh hoye, e Bani Mahapurkh ki Nijkar vasa hoye. That those who contemplate Gurbani are very few, and those who do contemplate Gurbani are known as Gurmukhs. They follow the lead of their Guru. And Gurmukhs, they attach themselves to the Lord. They follow Gurbani. Bani birlo bicharsi. They contemplate Gurbani. Bani birlo bicharsi je ko Gurmukh hoye. E Bani Mahapurukh ki Nijkar vasa hoye. Bani comes from the Nijkar. It is the Bani of the saints, of the sages, of our Satguru, of our Guru Saiban. So the completion day is the day that Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji's compilation was completed by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And that day is celebrated by the Sikhs of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the Sikhs of the Guru. So, Sampoornta Divas diyan beyant vadaiyan sab nu jo lang ke hatya. Gurbani is the word of the Lord that comes through the mouth of devotees, of saints, of Satguru Saiban. Those minds that merge into Nam and become Sanmukh, they are in front of, they go into the presence of the Lord. Their bachan, their words that they have with the Lord are known as Ved. Ved is that Bani that is from the fourth dimension. Maharaj says in Japji Sahib the Bani, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Gurmukh Nadang, Gurmukh Vedang, Gurmukh Rehasmai. That the Gurmukhs, they absorb into the Nad and they meet the Lord. And what they say becomes a Ved, i.e. the Bani, the hymns of the fourth dimension. And Maharaj says, Satgur ki Bani sat kar jano gur sikho har karta aap mohu kadai. That, O Sikhs of the Guru, know that what Gurbani says is the truth. As Gurbani comes from the Lord through the mouth of the saints, through the mouth of our Guru Saiban. In Gurbani is all nectar. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare, Gurbani keh sevak jan mane, Paratakh Guru Nistare. So Gurbani is Guru, and Gurbani enlightens us, and Guru is in the Bani. Vaheguru Ji is also within Bani. That's why Maharaj is also known as Pothi Parameswar Ka Than. Not only do they tell us how to meet the Lord or where the Lord is sitting, but the Lord Himself resides within Bani. And all nectar is within Bani. Whichever servant accepts and follows the words of Gurbani, they get to the Shabd Guru that's inside everyone as well, which is known as the divine word Nam. When we listen to Gurbani, our mind gets purified. Gurbani sun mail gavaye, saje har naam man vasaye. And with intuitive ease, the divine word comes to reside within the mind. When we follow Gurbani, when we listen to Gurbani, when we attach ourselves to Gurbani, we do have to do meditation as well, focusing on the Guru Mantra, because Maharaj has taught us that we have to practice the Guru Mantra. We have to chant the name of the Lord to get to the divine Lord. There are some people in this world that say, that the subject of Gurbani isn't to worship, but it's to understand. But those people don't understand Gurbani themselves. They should read more carefully. Gurbani is to be respected, is to be worshipped as well. And Guru Sahib says in Gurbani, in a Shabd by Bhagat Ravidas Ji, that tar tar apavitra karmaniye re, jaise kagra kart bicharang. That the palmyra palm tree is considered impure because it's its sap is actually used to make alcohol. Tar tar apavitra karmani re jaise kagra kart bicharan. So any paper that's made from the leaves of the palmyra palm tree are considered impure. But Maharaj says, Pagat pagot likhiye te upre pujiye kar namaskaram. But if devotional prayers, the spiritual knowledge of devotional worship is written on that paper that comes from the palmyra tree, everyone respects and bows down before that paper where the name of the Lord is written, where those devotional prayers, hymns are written. So Gurbani, of course, is to be respected, is to be worshipped, and is to be followed. Maharaj says that we are to sing Gurbani, we are to listen to Gurbani. Bhagat Pandar Gurbani Lal Gavat Sunat Kamavat Nihal. That Gurbani is the treasure of bhakti, devotional worship. Bhagat Pandar Gurbani Lal. Gurbani is a jewel. Gavat Sunat Kamavat Nihal. If we sing Gurbani, if we listen to Gurbani, Gavat Sunat Kamavat. Kamavat means to practice. If we practice the instructions of Gurbani, if we practice life in accordance to Gurbani, we become Nihal. Nihal is to basically be in ecstasy, be in Anand. Maharaj makes us Nihal. We get to meet the Lord. So we do have some questions here. Vaheguruji, what is Gurmat Yog and how is it different than the yoga that was practiced before by yogis? And how do we incorporate Prem Bhakti into our path? So that is a great question. First of all, Yog itself means to connect. And we are trying to connect with the Lord. Gurmat Yog is the process of connecting with the Lord in accordance to the instructions of the true Guru. Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj teaches us to use the Gurmantar to go free of thoughts and then connect with Nam inside. As Nam is in the fourth dimension, our mind, when it goes free of thoughts, rises above Maya. And then when we reach Nam inside, that Nam is in the fourth dimension, we absorb into that Nam and then reach the Lord. And then there's various techniques in Gurbani of ways we can reach that Nam, of ways we can make our mind thoughtless, and then how we are to merge into the Lord is also taught in Gurbani. This is known as Gurmat Yog. The yoga that was practiced by the yogis was mainly exercises for the physical body. And they would do some meditation, but their meditation would be like pranayam, which would be controlling the breathing only up to a point where they would be able to go into that second level of Sunn, Nij Sunn, but they'd come back into this world. And they didn't connect with the celestial sound inside, Nam inside. The yogis would play instruments outside to try to quiet down their mind, and they'd use little tricks like that, or they'd use intoxicants sometimes to try to calm their mind down. So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji went and met yogis, they would teach the yogis that they should be free of intoxication, and instead of playing the instrument outside to calm their mind down, they need to do meditation so that they can get to that sound that continuously plays from the mouth of Vaheguruji inside. That's why Maharaj says, Vaje bajon singhi vaje to nirpau pad paiye. That nirpau means to be fearless. That stage of fearlessness is reached when our mind reaches that sound inside. and that sound isn't played by any physical instrument. So the yog that was practiced by the yogis was only up to Nij Sunn. They would go thoughtless, and then they'd come back, and then their thoughts would start again. Gurmat Yog is one that where we go thoughtless as well, but we traverse Sunn to a deeper level so that we get to Nam inside, to the Nad inside. And then we remain connected to that Nad while we come back into Maya, so that our mind is in control and has only the thoughts that it needs in this world. And then we merge through that Nam to connect with the Lord as well. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Waheguru Ji, if both husband and wife want to meet in Sunn, do they need to be in the same avastha? Like if one is still struggling with thoughts and other goes to Sunn, can they meet? Yes, they can meet. They both have to go into Sunn, of course, but eventually, whether one goes into Sunn faster than the other, it doesn't matter as long as they get to the same destination. And at night, in fact, everyone goes into the Sunn Mandal in the astral plane when they fall asleep. So, husband and wife, whether one is more advanced on the spiritual level than the other, they should actually try to meditate together as well, so that their minds come up on the same frequency of spirituality. The one that has a higher avastha, a higher stage of spirituality, will be able to draw their spouse's mind up to the same level. So yes, they can meet in Sunn. It's just depending on how much abhyas one does. Sometimes one will be awake and will see the other within Sunn, but the one that's actually asleep will not know. The one that's asleep in Maya, they will not know. For instance, when we go into the Sunn Mandal at night, those that don't do enough abhyas, they'll be in the Sunn Mandal at the place of Sukh Mahal, but their mind will be looking down towards Traloki, and they'll see dreams. If one is awake, Jagat Avastha, free of thoughts, and they've done enough abhyas that they can see others within the Sunn Mandal, they'll see their spouse, and their spouse, though, would be looking down to the Traloki. They would not know where they are. So yes, they can meet. And just it takes time for them to match up on the same wavelength. That's why it's important to do abhyas together as well. Waheguru Ji, how are marriage partners determined? Are soulmates a thing? Marriage partners are determined by our previous swas. Whoever we've deposited the most swas with in our previous lifetimes, in the form of bhakti, or sometimes we're just thoughtless, we're sitting with someone and we have no thoughts. When we're thoughtless, or we're actually contemplating Brahm, or we're meditating, that's meditating upon like Guru Mantra, because the Guru Mantra comes from the fourth dimension. And we're either listening to Gurbani or reciting Gurbani, and we're thoughtless. All those swas of ours, the breaths of air that we breathe, they're deposited within the fourth dimension, within our home. And those who have deposited together the most swas in their previous lives, in the current life, they're the ones that get to meet and get that relationship of husband and wife. Soulmates are when both husband and wife meditate together and both reach the Lord. Then they become one forever. Inside two different bodies, their minds become one. Maharaj says, Tan per ena akhiye बहन इकट्ठे होए, एक जोत दोए मूर्ति तन पर कहिए सोए. That husband and wife, true husband and wife, aren't those that merely just sit together, they'll do whatever karma together and that's it. Those who are true husband and wife, they become one light inside. Their minds become one inside. And that happens when they reach the Lord. So that starts to happen when we hear Shabd inside. When both husband and wife, they start to listen to celestial sound inside. That's when their minds start to become one. That's why Maharaj says, Ek jot doye murti sabd milava hoye. That through the Shabd, the divine word, two become one inside. Even though they're in two different forms, they become one inside. And they're known as soulmates. So, for those that don't know, every Saturday morning we have 1.5 hours of Simran Vyas, as we did today, and then about half an hour or so Gurbani Vichar in English. And then every Sunday evening, which is 4 to 6 Mountain Standard Time, we have 1 hour of Simran and then 1 hour of Gurbani Vichar, which is done in Punjabi, and that's every Sunday. So the Saturday time, which we just went through now, is 6 a.m. to about 8 a.m. So that's the Mountain Standard Time that we are speaking about. So aj iniyan hi bentiyan san. So if in speaking, if I've made any mistakes, please do forgive me. Akhar wada katta pul chuk maaf karne. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.